RingGangRadio.com. Take over. Last mission. Final boss mode.
We do got some poll topics, and I am going to let P, run us through those. So P, take it away.
What's good, y'all? You already know, I'm saying, Ring Gang, we got the best polls out there. So, I'm saying, so good niggas can't help but bite our shit.
Yes, sir.
So, you already know what the fuck it is. Yeah, exactly. Stop fucking jacking our shit. Your shit is garbage. You know what I'm saying? Don't stop fucking jacking the winner's shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck. So that's all I got to say about that. But anyway, let's get into this. So, the poll was, what is currently boxing's biggest debacle, the obstacle? Is it bad judging, inactive fighters, too many pay-per-views, or not enough big fights? And with 131 votes, 52% said not enough big fights.
Yeah, I mean, I think
that's a good answer.
What was the second or third? There was one that said fighter inactivity, right?
Yeah, inactive fighters. That was the second.
I voted for that one because I think it correlates to the top answer to me. I feel like how fighters aren't taking as many fights. Like the Keith Thurman situation where he could have definitely had a Spence fight if he wanted it, and I just feel like so many missed fights because these fighters are going by one fight 2 year fucking fights a year, if that. So it's like I think we aren't getting these big fights because politics, but really the inactivity plays a role. That's what I think.
And like I said, I mean, just to add on to that too, obviously I stand a notoriously inactive fighter in Gary Russell Jr. He's held the featherweight belt for the last 6 years or so, and he's only made about 5 title defenses. Now, it's not laughing, nigga.
I love Gary Russell, man, but come on.
I heard that giggle, nigga. I heard somebody was giggling.
I did laugh, but what did you vote for?
I voted for inactive fighters. That's the reason why. I voted for.
Yeah, the irony.
Yeah, exactly, and it's ridiculous. Gary Russell, for the most part, has had big fights on the table that, for whatever reason, is always falling through. Especially the notorious one with him and LSC, which should have been a fight for years. Yeah,
that should have been, man.
Yeah, or unification, or it is so much, and it's just it gets frustrating to watch him. And he's currently been inactive for almost 19 months. Last time he fought was before COVID, and it's just he's had a mandatory, and I don't know where that mandatory went to. Now some people fought for another mandatory, and I'm just when is he gonna get back? He needs to get back in the ring, And that's what. But he's like I said, he's just a prime example. Is there's just too many fighters that are just chilling right now. Especially name fights. You have Sean Porter. He hasn't fought in 13 months.
Thurman.
Yeah, Thurman, who hasn't fought in 2 years.
I mean, I already got used to that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And there's just a whole bunch of. You have Crawford, who hasn't fought since November. We have.
Football number one though.
Yes.
I think you got J-Rock since the banana boat crashed his dream.
Yeah, J-Rock hasn't fought. You have Wilder and Fury, which is a notorious saga of its own. Where they should have been wrapped up this trilogy by now, but
they haven't fought in 17 months.
Yeah, exactly. So when you have the known stars in the sport not fighting, it hurts the sport overall, and it's not good. And then that's when you get more of the mid fight, and then on top of it you have mid fights. And usually when the stars don't fight, then typically the B levels is supposed to fill in the void, and the B levels are not filling in the void. So that's because the B levels are some of them are actually inactive too, and that's a problem. It's a big problem. You know what I'm saying? So
This era has so many B-level, guys so inactive. This era is like, it's crazy.
Yeah, like I've never seen such a thing like this. Like nigga, like
You get the fight of the years from the C-level guys.
yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
and it's not COVID. It's not like it was 2020 where it's okay. People are coming, boxers coming out of COVID, like they're getting shit together. They should have had this shit together. Like everything should have been in place for these guys.
I don't even use COVID as an excuse, because at the end of the day, during prime COVID, we still got Lomachenko, Lopez, we still got White.
We still got Zepeda Baranchek, which is high level.
No,
Yeah,
there's been dope fights. There's been mad dope fights, but it's like fuck. Like there could be so many more.
Yeah.
We still got the Charlo fights, like didn't Tank fight LSC? Like nigga, like we still got, like honestly, we've gotten better fights during COVID than this year.
Right? Right? Like
So what's the excuse? The only thing different this year is we're getting the undisputed fights added to it. So, but for the most of all, it's been top heavy. Like you've had like every other year we've had like maybe 10 or 15 fights you want to see bad. You'll get them around that. This year it's just been like maybe 4 or 5 fights you want to see, and the rest you just indifferent about.
right.
And if they end up being good, you're like, oh, okay, that's cool. But if not, it's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Think about it. Remember 2019, the amount of fighter years we had compared to this year in 2020.
Yeah, it was fucking ridiculous. Like 2019 was probably the best year for fights since like 2013. 2013 was a monster year. You know,
2018 was pretty lit too for me.
Yeah.
it was, but 2019 was like there was legitimate like like you had trouble trying to to put down 10 on there.
2019 you had Pacquiao, you had Manny Thurman, you had fucking Josh Taylor, Prograis, Porter Spence, like yeah, man, like that.
Monster and Donaire.
Monster Donaire.
Yeah, Triple G and Derevyanchenko, like.
Did we get? Oh no, we didn't get.
Roman and Doheny. Like,
wait, hold on. Was AJ Ruiz 19?
Yeah. I mean, well, I wouldn't call Ruiz a Joshua fight of the year. No, that's just my own personal.
But that's the big.
The first fight people could call that. It's up there.
No, the first one, man. That's like the biggest heavyweight upset in like literally 30 years, bro. Yeah.
I try not to think about that.
I'm sorry.
This before your time, pilot. He still has flashback nightmares of that.
I'm sorry, Pat. My fault. I didn't mean it.
You bringing up tough memories.
But that was just a moment like that.
Yeah, but the list of fight of the years happened here. It was wonderful. Like it seemed like every weekend we were getting one fight that was just killing it.
Killing it.
Yeah,
this year it's like you're lucky. You'll go through like 3 months of boxing with no fight of the years.
Yeah. Like honestly, the fight of the years is still up for grabs. Like the fact that it could still be Chocolatito Estrada by now and damn near almost like unchallenged is crazy to me.
Yeah, I think somebody's gonna grab it, but as far as the poll, like mine, I voted bad judging though.
As well as I did.
Yeah. Judging was a huge problem this year, and of course, the cultivated. It culminated.
Judging has been a problem. Yeah.
See, I didn't choose judging because it's been happening since decades and decades. So I was like, I just dropped it.
It's still a problem, and that's more reason why I picked it.
What kind of fucking thinking is that? I mean, if there was one thing you could change about your wife, what would it be? Like, well, I would like her to stop cheating, and it's like,
no, but because a lot of the times, other than the Fox on Fox shit, a lot of the times it's just the fucking bullshit card that stands out. That's what I'm saying.
Hell no, nigga, what the fuck? You ain't hear this man just say Chocolatito Estrada?
That was a close fight.
But a close
I
fight
picked
is
the
wrong person got the
Yeah, the wrong person got the win. I picked Gonzalez. I thought Roman won that fight, but
that was still a robbery, though.
But it wasn't like a egregious like, oh no, the other guy should have won. You could have made out
No,
somebody else.
nigga, you dude, look, you can still have a close 1-15, 1-13 fight and still be robbed.
True.
And they robbed Chocolatito of
They robbed it.
greatness.
They robbed it just so they can get the part 3.
Well, actually, they weren't supposed to get the part because
Yeah.
yeah,
No one
like-
was even thinking about a part 3. They
yeah,
finished
Sora
the part 3
was
out.
waiting in the wings for one of them, so it's just like, yeah. But but like I said, I mean, the fight, as great as it was, it's like, goddamn, is it really, that fight's really going to be the fight of the year? It's pretty much the only.
That's what I'm saying. This off a rematch from 8 years ago.
Right, and the only other candidates pretty much were, like I said, like the one, like the openers on PBC cards, or in this case, a PBC Fox card was cruiserweights. So and it's just like, where are your high profile fighters? Like,
Yeah, we're not seeing them.
The high profile fights were like a notch below becoming fight of the years. Like Taylor Ramirez was real good,
yeah,
but it needed a little more to become fight of the year.
as was Charlo Castano.
Charlo, same thing.
Yeah.
That fight. Okay, so Taylor Ramirez. I mean, I would say Taylor Ramirez, Castano, Charlo. Those are probably, unfortunately, those are probably top 5 fights of the year.
Yeah, and by default, pretty much. And
By
it's
default.
And they're not. And it's like, I mean, for fight of the year, there should be a little bit more.
There should be more. There should be more.
Yeah.
There should be more. There should definitely.
Yeah, and then and that's the problem, and that's what's become. And like I said, some of the bad judging.
You got more
definitely-
KOs of the years than fights of the year. It's just one of those years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Yeah. We have our KO of the year. Yeah, there's definitely a whole bunch of candidates for that.
Well, I mean, with the fucking the heavyweight, all heavyweight card, and AJ Usyk coming up, we got there's some promise. Caleb plan.
If Golovkin and Murata fight, then I know we're gonna KO it in that.
Well, I'm talking about, is that this year too? That's gonna be like 12, huh?
Yeah.
December.
Yeah, that's this year.
That's why we do the review show in the following year.
Yeah.
Because Monster might have a card on the damn New Year's Day or some shit, or the last fight of the PBC got a last end of the year card or something.
Yeah, they've been doing that too. Yeah, so it's like
That's why we just say fuck it, let the whole year go by, and then we're like, yeah, surprise, nigga. But I would say like the reason why I picked bad judging, because I feel like even when I came up with the poll and the choices, I feel like bad judging affects every other option. Because when a jobber or an underdog or somebody gets a fight, and if they don't think they can fucking win a decision if they box their best fight, they're reluctant to make certain fights. They'll hold out on a payday. Payday? You say payday? You want payday? So you get that dumb type of shit going on, and it feel like, like some people would say Caleb Plant is selling his belt to Canelo.
yeah.
But we wouldn't say that if Canelo lost to Golovkin and maybe Lara. Or at least Golovkin, at least that. But you guys built this up, so like you can't say nothing when devil's advocate is being played, and there's reasonable doubt here. So now you have people either selling their belts or not selling their belts, or having long negotiations, which is making guys inactive because somebody always think they could get a better deal, aka Tevin Farmer Tank. And they end up, making another decision that spins their whole career out of damn control.
Right.
Then, and now since you got all these guys making the same decisions, they're not coming together to make big events. So they're trying to make big events on their own, which leads to too many pay-per-views.
Right.
You'll have a fucking Pac versus Thurman pay-per-view and have a Crawford versus Amir Khan pay-per-view in the same year. With a Mikey Garcia versus Spence pay-per-view.
And now what's worse now is we have third-party pay-per-views. We have Showtime pay-per-views with YouTubers, not just Jake Paul, but other YouTubers too. And then we have celebrity boxing pay-per-views.
Yeah,
and then we got
fighting niggas.
Is he fighting again, or are you talking about the last fight against Nick Carter?
He's fighting again, and I don't want to talk about it.
He's fighting Big Daddy, huh? Fuck.
Yeah, he's fighting. Yeah, he's fighting Riddick Bowe, and I don't want to talk about it.
And all that comes from bad judging, and so now you got all these pay-per-views, but even though you got all these pay-per-views and there's too many of them, there's still not enough big fights.
Right, because it's nothing that bounce off the fuckery. Because for someone, I'm old, man. So to me, a YouTuber having a possible one of the biggest fights of the year astounds me, and I can't rock with it. I cannot rock with Jake Paul or whoever being the hottest shit in boxing for this year, and it shouldn't be.
I'm sorry to hear that, Sergio Moro.
I mean, Mora was right. Mora was spot on about this shit. Like, I know people want to say sour grips on this.
It's like I feel his pain and his frustration, but he wasn't right. You seen the retweet. Y'all seen Sergio Mora's fourth opponent.
Yeah, I mean, we see. I mean,
look, Jake Paul just using his resources.
Hey, I'm never gonna knock Jake Paul. Like I appreciate him making the most out of it, and yeah.
And it's not like his fault. And the thing is, he could be raping the situation a hell of a lot more. He's actually putting people on and doing shit to uplift the sport. And he could very well rape the situation.
He could, but yeah, I mean, like I gotta mention.
Yeah, he's doing that shit now. I don't know what.
No, I'm talking about raping it. Look, when I say rape, I mean like this. He could have got himself way more paid money. He could have had on a way worse undercard. He could have put it in Vegas and not Oakland and not Cleveland, where they was dying for some type of big shit like that.
Yeah.
He could have did it so corporate. He could have did a bullshit where he produced the All Access, all of that. He could have did it so corporate and just made a ton of money. He could have did the tickets higher. He could have did the fucking pay-per-view at $75 or $80 or $100. He could have raped all of that, but he didn't. That's all I'm saying. Like, I can't say he raped it. Like, nah. Like, is he exploiting it? Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, he's want a lot. You kidding? No.
It only looks like a lot because it's a gap he's filling. It's a void he's filling.
Like Montana Love. We talked about this earlier. That kid Montana Love that knocked out Baranchek. Like, this dude literally came up on 13,000 followers in 1 week. Like, it's giving.
Yeah, no, but it's the difference between an actual boxer and then Jake Paul, where people are talking about. And we had this issue before.
And then how come somebody else couldn't set up Baranchek, Montana Love on their undercard?
How come it took a fucking YouTuber turn,
They get Amanda Serrano.
Yeah, get her biggest payday in her career.
About.
Like, Amanda Serrano definitely get, I don't know about the person, like, I see some false information, but Amanda Serrano literally got her biggest payday of his career and biggest shine in her career. So I can't knock it too much.
That's what I'm saying. Like damn, King P kind of quiet. Nigga speak.
I mean, I'm just playing the cut. You can't blame Jake Paul for this madness. It is what it is. He already started. The building blocks for this were set up a long time ago because boxing didn't do what it needed to do.
Exactly.
That's exactly why you can't blame Jake Paul. You can't say exactly and then blame Jake Paul.
Well, no, I'm gonna blame Jake Paul because there's no reason why. Like, I blame boxing for Jake Paul, and
but I'm saying if you blame him, at least
breaking the situation like he's at.
Look, you making it seem like he's a Lex Luthor DC comic villain or some shit. Like, the dude is putting people on and changing people's careers and lives. In the meanwhile, he's doing this shit. Like,
honestly, if Jake Paul wasn't boxing, then I can dig with that. But he's boxing.
But it helps more that he boxes. It's like that's the only way it's gonna work like that.
Like the dude should just be running promotion then. But yeah, just to see him boxing like
you know it never works. Look at Floyd. Floyd promoted niggas better when he was active and they was on his card. Cause it's like you would almost get grandfathered in promotional clause. Whereas you see he'll promote his fucking club on IG more than he'll promote the fights coming up on the weekend for his people.
unless you're Tank. In that case, Tank,
Tank, he'll try a little bit extra. Badu Jack, a little bit extra. But at the end of the day, you can't tell me he can't do the same shit Broner does.
And he has a stable of fights. It's not like he has one.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he could be taking pictures of all these niggas and tagging them and doing this, doing that. I mean, he be random places in the fucking world, like he Ryu and Ken in Street Fighter, and just have a picture random him in a boat or somewhere, or him on the ocean or on a mountain,
or wearing some loud ass clothing that no one cares about.
Yeah, wearing some Mary J. Blige boots, like nigga, no one give a fuck. Like I get it. If you could do that, dude, you can't sneak in. Take one of them niggas with you.
Same. And that's the thing though, is like it should be a more established fighter at least, and then like doing this rather than a YouTuber, doing this for other fighters like this.
Look, we see more about Badu Jack on that Triller card leading up to the Triller card than we ever did with Badu Jack fighting on the floor.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, and this is where boxing just absolutely kills me, because like I said, Jake Paul should not exist in this fashion, but various factors got him into the game, and here we are, and of course, like the biggest one with 52% was not enough big fights. Jake Paul, I admit though, he does fill in the void, because YouTuber fights, I don't understand them all that much, and I don't really think it should really be encouraged. But
well, now we gonna get you in the next fucking YouTuber fight then, so your big ass can make some money, and then you can shut the fuck up about it.
Nah, nigga.
Jake Paul, fight my nigga Pat, please. Because he's not convinced. He thinks you're some super villain. Like maybe this could be Thanos versus Galactus. I don't know. Like,
yeah, I mean, I just have my views. Like, like I said, because I feel like you can't play boxing. I think some of these niggas are really playing boxing, and I know I'm just waiting for that shoe to drop. But one of these niggas gets seriously injured because they're in the ring. They're not not trained to really be doing what they're doing in the ring, but
they'll be paid accordingly. That's the risk that they take, man.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, boxing
it is what it is, man. Shit, 350K, you fight Chad Ochocinco. I mean Chad Johnson on a Triller undercard. Yes or no?
For 350,000.
Wait, who are you on? Ocho Pursuit.
Versus Pat.
Pat.
You have 2 months to train.
Fuck Pat. Yeah. No, hold on. I love Chad Johnson, man. He's the people's champ. I don't want Pat to hurt that boy. Come on, man. I don't want Pat to give that nigga a 1-2 and then nigga just is on the ground.
He didn't even let you answer. Like, you see, so that's that money fucking talks. Like, when you present it in a serious win, you're like, look, all right, Pat, 350K, Chad Johnson, Triller car opener. Like, you got 2 months to train. Like, you realistically look at it like damn, why not? And you yes or no, would you do it? Don't listen to Pilot.
I honestly wouldn't do it.
Oh wow, you had to think about it though, nigga.
No, I honestly wouldn't do that shit. Like, it's just like, I mean,
Why would?
Yeah, because it's like I'm not.
Why wouldn't you?
Because
there's some type of appeal in there for it to be working so much on these everyday ass niggas and reality stars.
Because the reason why, because regular boxing, the regular stars of boxing are not making the fight. So that's why if the YouTubers,
hold on, so you don't want to become the problem? That's what it is.
I wouldn't do that fight because it's like simply it's not a fight that I feel comfortable taking. I wouldn't do it. Flat out.
Why you don't feel comfortable?
I wouldn't do it. Just first of all, I'm not a trained professional, and secondly, I know Ochocinco is not. But I don't feel right taking those type of fights.
Okay.
That's just my thing. It's not. Look, I just don't feel comfortable taking.
But you still ain't give us. I feel like you avoiding the real reason though.
That is the real reason.
Give me that money. I'll take it.
Yeah,
Like 350K, you giving us like
not everything is money related. You know, I'm not that.
I forget because we're talking to the Harvard nigga.
No, it's like he didn't. It's not like he's saying like, because honestly, I think I might hurt dude. Fuck it, or I think I might get hurt. You know, he's more athletic than me. Whatever. Fuck it. It's like you still just ain't you skating around the reason.
No, I'm not skating. That is the reason. It's just I wouldn't feel comfortable taking a fight like that.
But I'm saying why you wouldn't.
Because I wouldn't feel comfortable.
So basically, you just don't want to take it. That's all.
I wouldn't do it. Like I said, it's not one of those things is where, you know, other fighters who actually do the shit for a living and me. I don't. That to me, that's still play fighting. I don't care how much money it is. Like if I'm just going in there just for money and shit like that, it's just like, and I haven't like trained or anything like that. I wouldn't feel comfortable doing it. That's not me. I just couldn't do it.
Oh, okay.
You know,
nah. I'm glad you. It makes more. I can understand it.
It's more of the respect that I have for the actual sport, more than.
Oh, okay. Nah, cause see, at first you was being, it was sounding more vague, but I get it now. Like, yeah.
I just couldn't just do that.
Cause you would still look at it like you participating in like a joke type shit.
Yeah, and I'm not a joke.
I ain't no joke.
So,
his whole ass is like, yeah, sign me up, I'll take it.
people will definitely do that shit. You know, people like, yeah, you know, I'll hurt
his whole ass, nigga. I do. That's all that. You got this 50K in his head.
But like I said, boxing has a lot of issues it needs to correct, even more so in this fucking year.
Because y'all let fitness niggas take over now. Shit.
Yeah, and you know, boxing has 3 months. We're in the 4th quarter of this year now. Boxing needs to now get the shit together. Like it needs to. Who's fucking whistling?
Yeah, what was it?
Fucking sound like some UFO or some shit.
No, it
sounds like some creepy damn horror movie shit. Like you in the woods and the nigga coming after you. Like he about to sign you the match room.
Right.
They put you on one of these mid-ass undercards.
Yeah, that's it. It all goes together, man. Mid, like, you know, when boxing doesn't do it, we get mid. We get a lot of deviations to the script. We get a lot of boxers that don't want to be great. Boxers, like, honestly, I could, like, honestly, the number of boxers that are probably Hall of Fame bound right now is so fucking small. It's like, even for potential wise, like, there's not even a whole lot of that either.
Well, what do you mean though? Because I mean, obviously, I think Bud's a Hall of Famer.
Well, no, niggas don't want to be like.
Yeah, but he's not like a stamp Hall of Famer. Like, look, if he doesn't have one elite fight before he retires, he's gonna be an asterisk. You know, you just got in there because.
But he's getting in.
Hall of Famer.
Bud's getting in. Canelo's getting in. Triple G's getting in.
Yeah, but all of those got stamped fights. Canelo and Triple G fought elite opponents. Like Crawford hasn't. It's a different type of Hall of Fame. Like for those type of guys, it's a Hall of Fame with a what if.
Yeah, I mean, I wish.
Like in my case, like I mean, as everyone's heard me go up on the PBC welterweights a whole lot. Every single one of them. Like,
yeah, which one of them going to the damn Hall of Fame?
Keith Thurman should be. I'm sorry, Thurman.
He should be, but he needs to.
He dropped the ball horrible on that.
He dropped the ball horrible.
Yeah, like Porter.
Sean Porter, maybe.
He'd make the Hall of Fame.
We might have to make a poll on this one. I feel like Danny Garcia might be a Hall of Famer.
Hell no. Danny Garcia.
Thurman was a lot closer to being Hall of Famer than Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia would have to win a legit.
If Danny used to help with the beat Spence, he would have been a lot.
No, he wouldn't have.
Yeah, yo.
No, Danny Garcia dropped
I
the
don't.
ball harder.
Hold
You
on.
can't lose.
That sounds like a good point. That sounds like
Danny
a
Garcia.
Spence and Garcia.
Wait, hold on, nigga. Chill. Hold on. Let this man get the thought out. If Danny Garcia would have beat Spence, he would have been Hall of Famer.
I feel like no, because I was reading the comments and
I mean, that's borderline Hall of Fame shit.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he beat
that might have pushed him in a little bit.
yeah, no, he would have got in if he beat Spence. I feel like.
But his welterweight run kind of killed that. Like he's lost to Thurman, he's lost to Porter, he's lost to Spence. Like
yeah, he lost.
He's gonna.
That's what I'm saying. Like I agree. Like the only way he gets in if he was to get a belt at 154.
Yeah, and he might get lucky and be able to face the.
That you don't get lucky at 154.
No, I mean you can if you play Tony Harrison when all the
yeah, if you heard that motherfucker.
Yeah, but the thing with that,
when all the jokes drop, you know what I'm saying?
Like he has to go on an actual tear at 154. I'm not talking about not picking up a vacant like he did at 147 against.
No, if he was about 154, no matter how we look at it.
He's gonna have to go on a tear. Like he's not gonna just get one belt.
Fight would have been big enough. Would have been one fight good enough alone to maybe do it. But at 154, he would have to go on a tear. Or more dangerous than Spence.
Like win a belt and get a couple 2-3 wins type of tear, or
I'm talking about some quality 154. It's not like
look. If Danny Garcia moved up to 154 and beat Tim Tszyu and then beat a Castano or a
that's a loss.
Nigga, like if he ain't Hall of Fame, then just don't even talk boxing with me.
Yeah, like he has to go. He has to have some significant. Like one win ain't gonna do it at 154.
Yeah. The only way the one win does it if he knocks out somebody who's a champ. Like he would have the cold cock Charlo Castano for me to say, okay, shit, nigga. You know what? Maybe he is Hall of Fame, but I doubt that's like so. Let's
move the weights up a little bit. Anthony Joshua.
Anthony Joshua. I would say that Anthony Joshua either needs
heavyweights is different. He's like a good 1 or 2 wins from it.
Yeah, he needs to not takes Fury 0, which is the one which is why I've been pissed off about heavyweights this year because
honestly, everybody's one win from being Hall of Fame up there. Really, like
not Wilder. Wilder needs a little bit more.
Nah, Wilder needs more, but they'll give it to him off rip. Like, look. If Wilder was to beat Joshua and Fury, he gets in there.
No, he gets in because
they'll look at the title defenses.
He's one of 3 or 4 guys that had literally only double-digit all-time heavyweight. No matter who he fought to get there.
That's what I'm saying.
He had like 10 or 11 straight heavyweight championships.
A couple wins from it. Fury is like 1 win. Like
Fury needs.
If he beats Wilder and he beat Joshua, he'll be in there.
Yeah, he's in there. Joshua needs to Fury.
Joshua really just needs Fury. If Joshua beat Fury, he could retire, and I think he's in there.
Whereas Usyk is also if Usyk actually beats Joshua and probably maybe one more, he's probably a lock himself.
Even Joshua beating Usyk is a big fucking fight, big win. Like I still feel like he gotta beat the winner of Wilder Fury, but
I feel like AJ's resume don't get the credit it deserves.
It's very underrated. Like he had got one of the best. If he was at light heavyweight or cruiserweight, we would think it's much better.
Yeah,
right.
But at heavyweight, you at the limit. So
yeah, so it just seems like there's not a whole lot of fighters out there. It's just like it's either you either watching them like they're close but they don't do anything, or they're not doing the right fights. Where it just seems like it's a lot. The talent for like all-time great is a lot lower. Like there's not a whole lot.
We're lowering the bar every week. Every week we speak. That's why no one's getting in the Hall of Fame. No one cares about. You're gonna be the Hall of Very Good soon.
I mean, Donaire sounds like he's Hall of Fame longer, right?
Of course, Donair's all-time great status more so.
Yeah.
He's been in the Hall of Fame since the
Chocolatito's the Hall of Famer.
Of course, that's all-time great. Like we're talking about someone who's like smack dab Hall of Fame. Like
okay, we're talking about people that are like on the cusp. They need on
the cusp or walking through the door. Like a lot of these niggas you naming, they've been performing at the level so long. They beyond Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody in their prime now is like Hall of Fame with a stamp on it right now.
Bud might get in. I'm sorry.
Except maybe Monster might, because if Monster unifies, he's probably
Monster. Yeah, that's what.
Monster's halfway. His foot's halfway in the game.
Monster, Canelo, even Crawford don't have a stamp on it, but he's almost there.
Crawford's gonna be in just because it's halfway.
Yeah, like I said, he ain't gonna have a stamp on it like Canelo and
But there'll be asterisks. What current boxers in the Hall of Fame have some asterisks that you can recall off top? You guys know?
Wow. I know some people might say Gotti.
Oh yeah. Well, I think James Toney was like on the last ballot, and Bradley.
Yeah, well, that's a whole nother argument. I don't want to get into that one. That's
Tony definitely should have been Hall of Fame.
Tony should be.
I think Bradley's Hall of Fame too.
Yeah. I mean, Tony should have been first ballot over Ward, but that's not just that's a conversation I don't really want to have. That shit pisses me off so much.
They should have both went in, but
it's strict voting, and Tony's done more in his first 5 years of sport than Ward did in his whole career.
But Tony got popped for Roy. Was it Roy? He got popped for some shit.
Yeah, he got popped for roids, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, he did his time, but still.
At
least it was after the fight. They didn't get popped for roids before, and they still had the fucking fight.
Oh yeah.
He wasn't a part of a camp that was full of niggas who was getting popped for shit. You know, like what's going on in boxing now.
Boxing.
I digress.
Yeah, boxing has a lot of issues. It needs to start wrapping up, and especially in 2021. Like, first things first, get these fighters off the ass and get some signed fights. Like, PBC has more than enough fighters on their roster.
There's so much talent from 135, like from 122 to 154. Like, they got too much talent to follow.
Yeah, like I don't know. Is it budget time? Like, you have Showtime, you have Fox, you have FS1. Like, you know, like what the fuck? Like, make some. You have enough talent. You can make cards every fucking week. Top Rank needs to start pushing the right fighters on there. Like, in no way should I hear.
Need to start building up opponents for like the bigger stars to where fights are acceptable fights.
In no way should I be hearing shit about Nico Ali Walsh on Good Morning America and shit like that. And I hear his name popping more than the actual champions that TR actually has. Like, I mean, Top Rank, it's always the one guy in the weight division that just runs shit. You know, that's always feeling that's been the model for how many years. So I mean, a 2-fight novice should not be trending the most at TR. That's fucking insulting.
Honestly, I think this poll needs a part 2. Like,
word.
4 things is just 4 things in boxing. These are like probably the 4 biggest things people complain about.
But we gotta find some sort of poll with it where.
We do a part 2 where it's like 4 other options.
There's 4 other options, yeah.
Like promoters not promoting.
The Hall of Fame talks is interesting too, yeah. So I don't know, yeah, that's good shit.
Yeah, the whole who's Hall of Famer, who's not. That's always a conversation.
Still gotta have the episode about that,
Yeah, we did have an episode about that.
We did?
I think we did. I mean,
we might have to go. I done forgot, nigga.
Yeah, we might have to go back in the archives. I'm pretty sure we must have. Yeah.
Other than that, like, I mean, we did like. I think that was a little dope discussion.
Absolutely, you know, definitely, man. So yeah, definitely, you know, our final thoughts. Pilot, your final thought.
You know what it is. Happy Monday. Hope everybody had a great 3-day weekend. Glad that we were able to get the pod in today. You know, I think the fourth quarter of boxing I keep saying this every freaking beginning of the quarter, but I think you know there'll be some dope shit coming out boxing wise. I do want to actually give a shout out to Michael K. Williams, Omar from The Wire, my favorite TV show probably of all time, and in one of the most iconic roles, with Michael K. Williams. You know, that Omar, like, if you love TV and you love the urban, quote unquote urban lifestyle, everybody knows who Omar is. And it's a damn shame what happened, but life is life. So blessings to him and his family, and hope all is well. Ringgangradio.com all day, every day, every platform that you can think of, and we'll be back shortly.
That's what it is. AOP, your final thoughts?
I mean, rest in peace to Michael K. Williams. You know what I'm saying? The Wire was just a great show with him. You know what I'm saying? It's all in the game. Game is the game. But you know what it is. Other than that, Ring Gang Radio all day. And bad judges need to get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Step your judging game up. You know what I'm saying? We need to get rid of all these bad apples. So just burn the whole shit down and start over again. I don't care if you got to find new judges in Timbuktu. Hey, Ring Gang Radio, we got some better judges. We'll I'll sign me up. I'll be a fucking judge. I don't know shit.
Exactly.
As long as it takes to get better judges. Other than that, Ring Gang Radio, you know what it is. You know where to find us on ringgangradio.com, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. You know the vibe.
Yes, sir. Hey, LB, man, your final thoughts?
Yo, what it do is LB shut up down. I'm just anticipating the Oscar Valdez saga and see how it unfolds on Friday night. And the Echo King P statements, we gotta get rid of bad judging. If people feel like they don't have a chance and niggas is writing think pieces about it, then there's a problem. Canelo. But yeah, other than that, you just follow us on everything. Make sure you hit up my IG. Just dropped that new boxing artwork.
Yes, sir.
Chris Colbert, Prime Time. We'll post it up on Ring Gang Twitter and IG later this week. So check that out. Sample King, Return of the Sample King is out. Uppercut Season is out. The cartoon episode 4 on its way. We working on that shit. Putting that shit together. That shit is gonna be dope. Lots of action and funny dialogue. You know what it do. The only podcast with a motherfucking cartoon. So
yes, sir.
yes, sir.
That cartoon coming soon, man. I saw some more clips, man. That shit's hilarious.
Yeah.
We gotta stay tuned for that.
Ready. Hey, let's take over.
Shout out to Ring Gang TV for making me look real nice, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, Pro be putting in that work, that animation.
Prolific the GOAT, man. That was dope.
Yeah, Pro's a fool with that animation, man.
You killing that in those sound bites. Like,
Yeah, those sound bites. I stay asking LB about the sound bites. It's like, damn, I thought I'd be digging for sound bites. Like, you'd be finding some old 1930s, 1940s sound bites or some shit like that. For
rats screaming.
Yes. Oh man, but yeah, like pretty much my final thoughts. I just want to definitely echo the Michael K. Williams one. And obviously, I know most people mentioned The Wire, but dude was gold on Boardwalk Empire. I mean, if you watch the show, I was a big fan of that show because I always liked how the whole 1920s thing actually worked. Dude shined on that show. To me, he showed his true acting.
He showed the range because I only watched the first couple seasons, and so I didn't really get into it. Yeah, that was like Mad Men for me. I just couldn't finish it.
Yeah, I love. I mean, the final season of Boardwalk Empire, they rushed that shit, but the other seasons were all gold. And he killed that role as Albert Chalky White. You know what I mean? So that was a huge loss, man. So definitely prayers to his family and everything for that, for his untimely demise. And but other than that, I'd say Ring Gang Radio, that's the squad, man. We still got things coming in the pipeline. A cartoon, more articles, all types of shit, man. Definitely gonna get into our music bag since there's a whole lot of music albums out there coming out right now that need some critiquing, and we already started we did some of that shit off this podcast already. So yes, definitely stay tuned. We definitely have some more music conversations coming up, and definitely, obviously, just subscribe to everything, especially our YouTube, man. Listen to our YouTube, subscribe, tell your friends so they can subscribe, and we can all be friends. You know what I mean? So yeah, because we got that shit that you want and you need. So for myself, Pat Scorpion, and representative, for LB Shuttleworth, the God, the GOAT artist, for King P, Bodega P, and for Conscious Pilot, this has been another wonderful episode of Real Talk, where, as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. So until next time, peace.
Hey.